sweet party.
Welcome back, everyone, to Rival Esports. We are bringing you the Dreamhack Montreal closed qualifiers for the Dreamhack Pro Circuit. I am Vaudable, and joining me yet again is Samael, as we are going to be getting along into our last matchup. And any thoughts you have about the journey we've had so far to get to this point, the final match, the final qualification between Space Station and Ghost Gaming?
Well, it's been a great one. I mean, this has been a great 2 days. It obviously started off yesterday with our open qualifiers. We had some real good teams waiting today. We've seen a lot of those teams move forward. Obviously, they were given that bye for a reason, these invited teams. And we've got 2 of them here facing off, VOD, Ghost, and Space Station. What I'm thinking is this is gonna be one of the best matchups that we've seen all weekend. And I'm really excited to see, because I know you and I have been talking about it. The break has given us a chance to watch some Rocket League as well. We just sat and watched Space Station get here. And we were talking about who we thought might win, and I think it's up in the air. And obviously, guys, you guys can keep that vote going as well, and let us know who you think is going to win. Because I don't know, Vod. At this point, I'm not sure. I'm liking Space Station though. I am
liking Space Station's aggression, and the passiveness that we have seen from Ghost has worked out well enough to get them to this point. But they have been in this situation before. We saw it at the DreamHack Valencia closed qualifiers. They were 1 game away from taking it against the Peeps, but they fell. Now they don't have to worry about them because they already took down the Peeps in the upper bracket. Just have to get through SSG. Hopefully they'll be able to get some good kickoff goals going in the future of this series. Game 1, best of 5, last game of the North American bracket for the Dreamhack Montreal closed qualifiers. Everything on the line for these 2 teams. They might have a chance for their orgs to fly them out, but they still want all the experience with their newer rosters against the teams they'll be facing in the RLCS regular season. Memory, he's going to take this one on forward, scoop it around the corner, but get stopped out by Sipical. Good touch by him over to Arsenal, and actually a stomp onto Illusion. Already seeing a demo come out from Arsenal onto Miss AXB. Giving that up to Illusion. Sipical with a reception over to Arsenal. But again, will be a chance for Ghost to hit this away. Illusion towards that back wall. AXB deflecting it. Good opportune position for his teammate. Good bump on the defense, opens up a spot. There's a shot, but not the finish from Memory. Mist might have it here. He does it. And the first goal on the board for Ghost.
Unexpected goal for Ghost there. They played defense that first minute and pushed downfield, able to take advantage of some suspect defense from Space Station. And all it takes is one quick chance for Ghost to get on the board. They keep getting themselves these leads some way, and we have seen how well they play once they have the lead.
Great way to get that first goal on the board for Ghost. But SSG aren't going to stay down for long, especially from what we've seen out of them so far throughout the long day of tournament. Illusion over to Mist. There's another one from Mist. The pickup for this tournament, and he is paying dividends for this squad.
Great touch there from Illusion. It goes down, and even though AXB was on the wall, got a touch on it. Unfortunate for him that it pops right out to Illusion. Second goal for Ghost. They're gaining momentum. They have 2 goals now, and that 2-goal lead for Ghost has proved almost unbeatable. See if they continue to get more as Illusion takes out Sipical in the net.
And this patient play that we're seeing from Mist is just wrecking the mindset of the defense so far for SSG, because they don't know if they want to just right out challenge those opportunities that we are seeing from Ghost, and instead doubting themselves. And we saw Mist able to capitalize on that before. Arsenal, he can't get this away. Illusion, he's going to wait patiently for this to drop down, almost sneak it under. A great way to go into the goal and out for the save. Arsenal onto Memory. Now he'll follow through, get a good block. Can't really follow up with that too well. Illusion will do it instead. Arsenal almost popped it right back up to him, but instead it's AXB over to Sipical. He hits it off the backboard. Now Arsenal a bit too slow, sneaks underneath both of them, and Mist might have a breakaway chance here. Good setup. Not a good execution though. We'll go back to the side of Ghost. Still holding on to that 2-goal lead. Maybe not for long, but Mist with the great save on the goal line.
Big save there. That was a sneaky shot as we're still seeing some offense from Space Station, but this defense of Ghost up to the task. They play so well. They have such smart players where if they get a chance to touch the ball, usually they will stop these chances from happening. See another good chance here for Memory, gets it out and pushes through. Doesn't get it on, but there's the follow-up from Mist. Oh, Space Station came out so strong, VOD, and they all of a sudden look real lost as Ghost have done exactly what they need to.
Ghost have their X factor, it seems, with this tournament, and it has been missed. He's had multiple hat tricks from the times we have seen him on stream today, and he has just been performing so well for this team. And I guess like what we saw happen before in some of the discussions that were going on with Lethamyr after leaving the team is that Mist kind of fits that reactive play style that we see that Illusion and Memory plays so well. They're unpredictable, and Mist is able to work so well in that environment because of the way the Birds and the Bees also did the same thing. We also almost saw a shot from Civical go in, but it's just not enough for this team to take advantage of any situation so far if you're Space Station.
And don't forget the defensive prowess of Mist as well. He doesn't just have the 3 goals, he's got 3 saves. He had a big one just a second ago to keep the shutout intact. Yeah, a great addition for Ghost. I called out their play in that previous series a little bit as being slow, but they got the win. So, I mean, who am I to say? Because it's another 4 goals. This style just somehow they end up squeezing the other team of goals, and eventually it's a huge lead like we see right here.
It's insane to see how different this Ghost Gaming squad is working together against Space Station. They recently, well, not recently, they previously played against each other with their old rosters where Sathi was on Space Station, and then we saw Lethamyr still on Ghost, and it was a 3-2 victory in that best of 5 during league play itself. But we could see a complete sweep if things continue this way in the favor of Ghost, especially with the way they're performing so far today.
Yeah, I think for Space Station, they have to make sure and get some goals, especially as we move into the next game. Don't let Ghost get these big leads because their style is just suffocating, almost stopping any offensive chance before it even starts. We've got 5 shots on the net for Space Station, but outside of that first minute or so, really not very many scoring chances.
I'd be an opportunity for AXB to at least try and clear this, maybe get one go-home goal at the end of this game and go into the next one as strong as they can. But the defense, a bit too strong. Even after the setup there, they are finally able to put one through. As they saw an opening there, but a little too late as there's only 7 seconds remaining to get 3 goals.
Not much time, but still good to get that goal. Kind of get that one out of the way and show that you can at least get something going. It didn't take much either. That was a quick setup and shot. We know that the skill is there for Space Station. You just have to match what Ghosts are bringing and make those adjustments. Ghosts are so smart. What I'm definitely recognizing is they've got some extremely smart players, and they really never look out of position. So you've got to beat them. They're going to force Space Station to make the plays to beat them, and that's exactly what Space Station have to do. They have to elevate their game.
I mean, Mist recently qualifying for RLCS with Birds and the Bees, then coming over to Ghost, filling out this roster. You can see how comfortable they are together with Illusion and Memory. We're talking about how smart they are, and Memory just added the doctor tag because he has a PhD in mechanics, it seems, with the way he's been performing so far today, supporting his teammates. Doesn't really need to get all the goals as we used to see him get, but instead it's just been great teamwork all around. And we need to see Space Station kind of step it up. We saw AXB and Civical get tons of goals in that last series against RBG Esports, but you need more than that if you're going to want to take down this Ghost Gaming roster that's just on fire currently.
It will take exceptional plays, that's for sure. It's less even for me the mechanical prowess of Ghost and more so just their field vision. They seem to always have an answer, and unless you've got a highlight reel type of play up your sleeve, they're going to be there to make the saves and to block it. And they do such a good job of returning the ball back downfield and stopping continued offensive pressure. So even though it seems like they may not be getting a ton of chances themselves, they're also not getting big scoring chances the other way, doing a great job of neutralizing the opponent, and did it in that game 1 against Space Station.
Just controlling the field all around to work in their favor, get that victory 4-1, Could have been 4-0 just because of that last second goal that went in. Now they're looking for a repeat in game 2 of the best of 5. This is the final qualifying match for Dreamhack Montreal. We saw, if you're paying attention to the South American bracket, doesn't matter. Arsenal is actually going to be the one you need to pay attention to as he gets this one through.
You know the goal is good when I turn into a choo-choo train, and that one did it. That block and dunk from Arsenal, big time play, puts Space Station on the board early. That's exactly what they needed to start this game off.
I don't think Ghost even expected that one to go through. I didn't expect that kind of a block and pinch to work out in the favor of Space Station. That's exactly what they need to get going. This is a big lob of a shot towards the back ball. They had to send 2 members, and that's going to be another goal. Arsenal, now they are on fire.
What a read from Arsenal. It was a double commit. Both Mist and Illusion go up for that ball, and it made it easy for Arsenal, but that is not necessarily an easy shot. The soft touch, perfect placement, and the 2-goal lead for Space Station. Arsenal popping off here to start this game, and for Ghost, this is what we have not seen. A big lead against. How will they do when they have to find the goals themselves?
We saw a similar situation on the other end of the pitch in the previous game that we saw Ghost get the victory. They were up by 2. It's possible with as much time as there is remaining to bring things back. It's only 2 goals right now. You just got to make sure you keep your wits about you and don't make any hasty mistakes that we've seen happen for some of these teams when they get in this kind of situation. Illusion, he's going to take that one over to Arsenal. Memory, patiently waiting to see what the opponents do. Knocks it away from Mist to get a good clear out the side. But now they need a follow-up to continue that pressure on offense. It goes right into the clutches of Mist, over to AXB. It's now Illusion. He'll send that one over to Memory. There's a touch, but knocked away to the corner. And Arsenal has a chance to bring this back. Might be enough for a clear. Mist denies that. No real offense inside after that. But there is a good touch from Illusion over to Mist. And again, we see the defense of Space Station. They're able to hold off for now. Not really worried too much about Ghost after getting those 2 goals.
And doing a good job of following up with what they expected from Ghost, which is some pushback. We're seeing Ghost try to play a little bit faster, not so defensive, but Space Station really doing a great job of answering that. They're great players on the other side too. They've got the ability. It's going to be a tough position for Ghost to be in. I fully expect we will see Space Station continue to play a great style here. Good push down for Ghost. Can they get set up?
Especially all the aggression that we're seeing out of Space Station. Ghosts were able to shut them down many a time in the first game. There might be a chance there if they got that away from AXB. Illusion gets one, can't sneak it under. And away to the corner, a demo from Memory onto Arsenal. AXB, again, able to defend that backboard. Some precision. Illusion dropping it down, but there's no follow-up yet. Memory didn't want to overcommit on the play. Waited for his teammates to get back in position on defense. Arsenal can't get it away from Illusion. AXB stopped by Memory. Popped up. Mist coming all the way from downtown. Drops it down almost in, but away towards the post. They'll have to reset and go for another pass. Illusion now trying to follow up himself, but still not enough to get on the board in game 2 after the halfway point.
Good pressure, though, from Ghost. They're feeling it. You can tell. Yeah. There it is. You could sense it coming. Ghost with great offensive presence, and it's Mist on the wall there. Just waiting. Reads that play, and even though we've got multiple defenders in net, it still finds a way to sneak through.
Very difficult to get the save when you're coming off that side of the goalpost. They could not get the read properly, and Mist got the greatest touch he could get off of that bounce on the ceiling. Got them on the board. Now they only need one more, but you got to worry if Space Station are going to continue to keep up the pressure we saw earlier. Mist, he'll take this forward, wait for it to drop down, try to pick up the boost, but no dice there. Will be sent back towards Illusion, trying to get a great block at the midfield. Saves his team any stress defensively. Got a demo as well. That's going to be sent straight towards Civical. He'll send it back to Arsenal. Not the greatest of touches. Back to AXB. It's Memory. Takes his time on defense. Very dangerous block there. Illusion. Now Arsenal. Over top. Touched by Memory. Now AXB to Mist. Still nothing really offensive-wise in the form of opportunities for Space Station. They still can hold on to this one goal, but they can't afford to give a counterattack option to Ghost at all. There might be one. Illusion's going to take that. Can't really hold on to it. Baits out the defender, but it's not going to pay off yet.
Ghosts need to string together a couple of hits as a team. They do a great job of stifling what Space Station do, but the stalemate is not going to work out for them. This attrition kind of style. They've got to press. And Memory gets something going. Got Illusion there, and great block from Arsenal. Gets that 30 seconds for Ghost to get the game tied up. But I don't know, the way they're playing.
Oh, no!
Oh! A moment of silence
Memory.
for Ghost's chances in this game.
That's really all you could say about that. Memory was going full boost at the ball. Thought he might have had enough time, but it was just too powerful, too much speed behind it for him to get back in time. Very unfortunate for them. Now they got to get 2 goals. They need one now if they want to tie things up, or otherwise it's going to be an even series. It was best of 5, 1-1, depending on how things go. With only a bit under 10 seconds remaining. Might see a last-ditch effort from Ghost. Space Station Gaming controlling all the offense, putting another shot on. 2 seconds now, just needs to hit the ground, and it will eventually do that off the ceiling. Miss keeps it up, and it will finally touch down. Space Station have lifted off into a 1-1 series.
Yeah, good response from them after they lose that game 1. They know how crucial in this best of 5 series it is not to go down 2 games. So hard to come back and get that reverse sweep on. So getting that tie and getting the first goal, I think, was really the biggest thing, because we saw Space Station be able to play with the lead, and that put Ghost forced to go forward. Ghost style, where they're waiting. You know, they get those goals eventually, but it was interesting as we saw them, they knew they had to push, and they did make those adjustments, but Space Station, a good job to hang on to the lead once they got it.
Especially Arsenal, he really stepped up immensely for the Space Station roster. A hat trick to his name, 6 shots to keep up that pressure. And even AXB, he had 3 shots of his own. A lot of saves all around, but they didn't really need to make too many because we didn't see as much pressure as we would have liked from Ghost. They did have plenty of shots on their own end. They had 8 in total, but it wasn't enough to take down Space Station after those first 2 goals that we saw. We are going to have to get another server, unfortunately, because sometimes these things go down for maintenance.
That was too much. That game was even too much for the server. Can you blame it? I mean,
too much for it.
I'm getting sweaty here. I tell you what, this is giving me a chance to like dry off my hands a little bit. I'm not even playing the game, and my hands are sweaty here. I knew this was going to be a great matchup, and the 2 teams so far have not disappointed. I love the vote as well as I look over VOD. It's such a close vote, too. Chat doesn't even know who's going to win, so I'm fully hoping that we get that game 5 to really see how far these teams can push it. And if I could vote, I would. I don't know, though. Can we be like rivals? Are you ready to take a team yet, or what do you think?
Oh gosh,
you've seen 2 games, and
I can't take a team yet. It's still too close because of how things have gone. I feel like the series is going to be determined on who gets the lead early in any of these games. We saw it happen in the first one with Ghost getting the lead there. And the second one we saw happen with Space Station getting 2 goals, and it was too far gone for Ghost to come back there. So maybe if we get a series where there isn't a 2-goal lead so early on, there might be something to determine which team's really going to take it in the end in that kind of a game. But we'll go into game 3, see if we'll be granted that, or if it's going to be another series where one team takes the lead early and the other has to try and play catch up, as Ghosts are looking to do just that, not have to worry like they did in the last game in Space Station. They just want the second verse to be same as the first in this one, after they got their first game win in game number 2. Missed. Take that straight towards AXB. Now Civical. He has his buddy to pass it off to. Illusion intercepted towards the backboard. Awkward bounce straight down, and there's the finish from Arsenal. A perfect setup and a perfect finish.
Doesn't take long, only 11 seconds. Arsenal had a chance to really do whatever he wanted with that ball. So much time in mid, and also the teammate up off the backboard made that confusing for the defense. In the end, it just waterfalls down, and the first goal coming for Space Station. We just mentioned that lead, VOD, and now Space Station has it. Now it's that 2-goal lead. Ghost must keep this game close. Really need a great pushback here.
They might have a chance as well, but a double commit pays off for the defense of Space Station. They knew there wasn't going to be enough pressure from Ghost to take that forward. Memory stops out Civical. Arsenal with a clear towards mid, denied by Miss. There's another one forward by AXB. Arsenal drops it down. Illusion with a great read. Gives it up to Memory. He'll have a touch. Civical, a very dangerous one at that, but enough power behind it to send it flying towards the midfield. There's a touch from Memory, though, to tie things up.
Pressure now from Ghost. We asked for a response, and here they are. They gave it. There is no more waiting for Ghost. It was just straight high-octane play, and Memory finishes off the rebound, ties it up. This is now the series. This is now a best of 3, and this is where we wanted to be. Those first 2 games were just a formality.
Now Miss off the ceiling. It's very comfortable in that position. Very close with the angle, but a bit off the mark. Illusion can't get the follow-up. Typical. Trying to bait out Memory, but he's not going to bite that. He'll take it forward instead. It's AXB. A good clear. Follow-up. Away from Mist. Illusion in a bad spot. Arsenal patiently waiting for the clear. Has to rotate back. Typical. Able to get back in time to deny the shot access to the net. Arsenal. Good touch for the backboard. Miss. Off the ceiling. Very awkward for Typical to try and read AXB. Not much he could do there. Either Arsenal, as he tries to go up, is able to get it off the backboard. Joes for the follow. 2 members of the defense. In position knock away, and a good bump will lead to some space on offense.
Yeah, I'm glad you called out the bump. That was just, yeah, no doubt. Not to cut you off, sorry, but...
Oh, no, it's all good.
That bump broke up that play because we're seeing a lot of offense. And back downfield. Can they get it? Oh.
I had to hold my breath on that one, and you don't need to apologize for interrupting me there. That bump was so crucial to try and get that opportunity, and they need more of that kind of caliber of play if they want to take this against Space Station. Both of these teams are so strong. They're playing at their best, but that might not be enough. Illusion puts it through off the post and in with the second touch.
The lead now here for Ghost. Couple of goals, and the net opens. Typical had trouble reading that bounce. We know we've seen some weird post bounces in the history of Rocket League, so Typical there waiting, wondering how that's going to go. Protecting a lot of the net, but didn't know that there was Illusion to get the goal, get the follow-up opportunity, and I like the response here for Ghost. We wondered what would happen if we saw another lead from Space Station, and we have seen Ghost come right back in this game. They show they are ready for this challenge.
Now Miss with a great pop-up. Forces Arsenal to go for the challenge. Waste as much boost as possible. Now it's off to the side near Memory. AXB right towards him. He'll send it away towards Arsenal. Clears it in front of the net. Very dangerous off the backboard. Typical to Illusion. There's another shot deflected by AXB and away.
What a block from AXB. Keeping this game close, even though Ghost is still pressuring. That was massive, and now here is AXB upfield. It's going to go up off the backboard and down, and now Space Station looking to get set up. They don't want to wait too long. They've got some time here, but they've got to get a goal. And Ghost have got to be good on defense. You know that Space Station so good. They're about to really press Ghost. Here's another shot here coming from Typical, and the follow through. Oh. I wanted to yell as loud as I could, and I stopped myself. That was the silence. I literally wanted to yell AXB as loud as I possibly could.
I mean, you sometimes have to give them that space to show off what happened in the replay there. Insane pressure by Space Station. You said it yourself that Ghost can't afford to be lazy on defense. We saw them being broken apart by all the pressure and the shots. Now they have a chance on counterattack. Memory does not want to overcommit just yet. It is 2-2. Don't want to go down again in this game or in this series, as they haven't found themselves in that spot before. This best of 5 specifically. Civical off the ceiling with the flip reset, gets the touch past Memory. Illusion, a great touch away with the clear. No boost, almost got the block. Civical follows through, a good bump by Illusion. Into the midfielder that was waiting, but no, there is a drop down, almost able to hit it out, but Arsenal with the perfect position and pressure to put that through.
Big plays, quick ups from Arsenal, goes up, gets that ball over to the defender. Illusion nearly getting the touch there, but not enough, can't get back in time. Arsenal so quick into the air. It's got now 2 goals, 5 shots, leading this charge on offense. What a back and forth game we have seen between these two teams. Space Station regain the lead, but will they hold on?
Lucian, a good pop-up. No one really following up at all. It seems that Ghost Gaming are just terrified to make the wrong decision. A good pop-up, miss going back, not even in position at all. And AXB ready to strike, does that expertly and puts it through. Now a 2-goal lead might be too far gone for Ghost to come back.
Yeah, we talked about it coming in that I don't know that Ghost has faced a team like Space Station in this tournament yet, and we knew that Space Station would press them, force Ghost to make plays, and that's exactly what we're seeing here in this game. The speed and skill of Space Station really shining through. Ghost are now forced to play that quicker game if they want to come back in this one. Big save from Sipical, keeps the 2-goal lead intact. And that's tough when you have a big shot like that and it's just taken away.
Yeah, very tough.
For Ghost.
And we did see them face a similar style team, but they were even more aggressive than Space Station itself. There was G2 where that game went all the way to Game 5 situation. It was just a complete blowout in the last one for G2 to take the victory there. But Space Station getting the one here. Only need one more game to move on and qualify for Dreamhack Montreal. They're looking to perform as well as possible with their new roster. But if you're Ghost, you know you've been in this spot now twice in the closed qualifier just today alone, and once before in the closed qualifier for Valencia, where you almost made it in the lower bracket. Everything's on the line for both these teams, but it's even more crucial for Ghost to perform at their full capacity in this next game.
Oh, this is definitely it for them. They need a lead, and they need a big lead as well. They seem to do really, really well when they know that they've got that safety of that lead when they're pressed. We saw a good fight in this game. I will say it was a great fight for them to bounce back, get that lead. But now they're forced to try and play that style of Space Station. So if they can get another quick lead, you never know, they might be able to just hold on and push it into game number 5. It's going to be a good one no matter what we see, Vod. I know that for sure. Just an absolute banger here so far, and I'm excited to see, because each game seems like it's been better from each of the teams. They're elevating their play as we go each of these games.
Well, we're seeing Space Station get into their comfort zone, and it also might be a factor that Ghost had to wait an entire series to play this last one as well. So they aren't coming hot off of a win. They had to wait at least an entire series to get to this point. And, you know, maybe the passive play style, we were talking about it before we got back for the series, the passive play style of Ghost, not going to be enough against these high aggro teams. We've seen it happen before with the previous Ghost roster. Whenever they got to a game 5 situation, they were still never really able to win it out in the end. They got to so many of those. You might have a different player this time, but it's still very similar play style from Memory and from what we're seeing from Illusion. Might need to change things up, but if you're able to get the lead, as you mentioned, that might be all they need in this 4th game. But we got to see more out of Space Station. They want to close it out. AXB taking us out, trying to mess with the minds of the defense. Gets knocked aside for that effort. Illusion into the corner. AXB and Arsenal both committing on this one. Gives a space for miss, but not enough to vie for a goal with his teammates. Memory trying to bump Arsenal. Doesn't budge an inch at all. Memory again going for a touch. Actually, this time it's missed. Trying to keep up the pressure on offense, but it will get reset towards their end.
I'm very surprised to see Space Station come out so hesitant. Even with comms, they seem to be having trouble knowing where each other are. It's almost like they're afraid to make a mistake, but they're the ones who are ahead. They're the ones that just really did a great job of bouncing back and getting this lead in this series. Time for them to just push.
Maybe we also need to see more aggression out of Ghost. We saw in one of the previous series that they were able to get so many demos as well, and that worked out so well to just disrupt the defense of their opponents. And that was the aggressiveness we're kind of been lacking so far from Ghost Gaming. But Memory, he's going to leave this one up for AXB to get that booming clear towards the corner. Arsenal, not a great touch with Civical with the follow-up. There it goes, off the post and out. AXB with a follow-up again, off the crossbar and out. Arsenal trying his best, gonna follow through, leave that up for his teammate Civical, and eventually the onslaught on offense will push it through.
only so many crossbars before you're finally going to get a goal. All 3 members of Ghost on the goal line scrambling, but the pressure from Space Station too much. Wanted them to kick it up a notch, and they did. It's like they flipped the switch there. Immediately just started to push the Ghost side, and now Space Station with a big lead, but big play from Memory. There it is. Not only does he take out the defender, but he gets this game tied up.
We've seen a few times where goals off the crossbar and dangling dangerously on the goal line have not gone in. Great secure by Memory to make sure that they tie things up, and now they are in an optimal spot to move on forward, take the lead back in their favor. Lucian winning that kickoff off the corner. AXB, good spot for him to get the clear on that play. Deny any access to the box for Lucian. Missed. Again, going with the slow, methodical play that we've seen before. We haven't really seen much out of him so far in these past 2 games, as he was really the main goal scorer who actually got all the goals in the first one for their team. Lucian gonna send this one over to Miss. Now will be Civical off the side. Memory. Keeping that in the midfield. Arsenal, not really much he could do there. AXB sends it on forward towards Mist. He sends it right back whence it came, straight towards the goal line. Simple save, but might have been enough if there was more pressure from Ghost, and that's really what's been lacking so far. Lucian, nothing there either, as they're just sending 1 member at a time up on offense for Ghost.
But they're matching the style of Space Station. It's actually very interesting to me, as Ghosts seem to force other teams to play their style. This slow play, it's like they invite other teams to play it, and then are you really ready for that challenge? I don't know, because Ghosts really love playing this way, and it really works in their favor, I believe, when the other team allows this to happen. It's a real stalemate on the field right now.
Yeah, very strong stalemate between both these 2 teams. Might crack if AXB and Civical could do something about it, but instead will be popped up by Memory. They're taking him out of contention for the save there. Missed on the wall. Able to hit it towards the corner. AXB give that one off to Civical. Could not get back in time, but Arsenal is there. Coming up from the wing. Lucian. It's been very strange on defense recently. That's the best way I could describe it, with the way he's been playing. Not in position. A great save from Mist off the crossbar and out, and that will keep them in this game.
What a touch. He was so quick to go up as well. He was on the goal line, and then he wasn't. What a massive save from Mist. Keeps his team alive. That potential goal would have been devastating for Ghost, but instead they are downfield looking for offense. That may be exactly what they need to get one here.
Good demo by Civical onto Memory. Eliminates some of the options they had on offense. Lucian can't get the follow-up. Seems like he's just been off his game so far in this specific one. Memory going off the ceiling. Stopped by Civical towards the midfield line. Arsenal over to Mist. Great booming clear all the way past midfield. AXB giving that up to Mist. 10 seconds left before overtime. Mist stopped by Civical. This might be one final drive for Space Station. Memory trying to prevent that. A good pinch by Arsenal. There's a follow-up from AXB and Civical. 0 seconds. Memory trying to keep it up. He's going to carry it. Will get knocked aside. The demo is going to buy enough space for it to hit the ground, and we get overtime in game 4.
Oh my, all I can do is laugh and enjoy what I'm seeing here. I actually now am wanting Ghost to win, obviously, just so we can get to game 5. This is crazy. I don't know what to say.
Oh, that would have been the perfect spot to strike for Lucian, but he was playing hooky in the corner. Now we see Mist. He's going to be waiting and actually trying to have a fun interaction with AXB in the corner. Not going to be holding on to that one, keeping up with the rules of Rocket League. Lucian will instead pick up that boost, follow forward off the ceiling. AXB stopping that out, but still in the corner. Missed with a follow-up of his own. Not able to prevent.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah, towards the midfield. It is open. There's the shot from Memory and the goal. 2-1. They move on to game 5.
Ghost, Ghost, Ghost. You're making a fan out of me. I would have never expected that this style that they play would be so effective, just suffocating on defense until they get that offensive chance, and then they take advantage. They end up getting that open net, and Memory just puts it in. Memory also, what a game. I know Mist had that amazing save, but Memory was everywhere. I ended up just starting.
Yeah.
I just started watching from his point of view because it gave me the best chance to see exactly what I needed to see.
And that's how Memory has always been for this team. He's been the anchor. He's always been where he has been needed to be, either on defense, either on offense. In the previous series, he had the most saves and the most assists as well. Now, Illusion and Mist, they really need to step it up in this last one if they want to take this confidently and move on and qualify for Dreamhack Montreal, not have to rely on their org to pay their spots. As we've seen before, some teams just aren't able to get out to these events because of how pricey hotels and travel is and all that. But Space Station, they're also looking for that spot too. They've been going hard at it. We saw them with so much pressure, so many shots, just not enough to close it out in overtime.
I mean, what more can you say? What a match so far. We get to see the teams go back and forth now. Give us this game number 5. I'm just excited to see it. I tell you what, I feel like a fan right now because I'm just really, I'm just really excited to see what happens. I feel like either of these teams could definitely step up and just slam the door on the other. But plays will be made. You know that. So I'm excited. Get the clip button, get that clip finger ready. You're gonna see it.
Get the clip finger ready. Get your votes in chat for who you think's going to win. Very even, 49-51 so far in the favor of Space Station. Very close, and that's exactly how this series has been so far. Back and forth. That one could have been it for Ghost, but instead, we see a quick strike, and there is almost a quick one from Sipical. Not going to go through just yet.
So close to the first goal for Space Station. They've got pressure here, but the game remains scoreless. That's big for Ghost, as now they push downfield. Typical over into the corner. Will we see a low-scoring affair, or will one of these teams just let loose? I don't know.
It's so hard to tell, and neither team knows exactly what's going to happen in this situation. Game 5, less than almost a minute gone. Illusion and Memory both jumping up, but Memory a better spot to take it on forward. Sipical be able to get it clear towards the midfield. Illusion sending it back, forcing Arsenal to get the touch. Memory can't really follow up too well. He gets one over top, but instead Sipical. A great read there. Back towards midfield and back again. Illusion off the backboard, forcing Space Station to stay in their box. Memory going to be sending that again. A double commit on offense does work out for them. Illusion will pop down here, trying to keep this away from their own side. So far, we haven't seen too much in the form of offense from either team. Only one shot apiece.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly what we would expect. They've played each other enough. They understand the style. And right now, they're just looking for a mistake. Both of these teams are going to play extremely conservative. No! Missed. It was offline. Can you believe the angle? Almost impossible for him to go back and do that, but there it was. Clips that ball in. Wow, that's one he's going to want back. And for Ghost, that could be backbreaking.
That could be, but you can't afford to let that keep you down. It's a very tough angle to read. It looked like it had enough of an angle that it might have bounced in. Miss had to make that judgment call, just was not the right one. Jumped a little bit too late to get in the way. There's another shot that's going to go in. 2-0 now for Space Station. This might be all she wrote if it's the similar situation to the previous game.
Bullied in the box was missed, and that left the net open. And you said it, that is exactly right. Ghost can't give up another goal. They've got to push back. Now, we did see them fight in a previous game where they went down. Even though they ended up losing that game, they were able to at least bounce back. Can they do it here? This 2-0 lead for Space Station, though, could prove to be almost impossible to get by.
Just seeing the explosive offense after that first goal leading to the second one. Now, SSG, they don't really have to worry too much about offense. This is game 5, and we have seen a lot out of Ghost, but they have not been able to come back from that big of a deficit so far in the tournament. Missed. Gonna have to give that one up to the defense. AXB over to Illusion. Solid pinch by him. It will be touched by both defenders and away. Memory can't scoop it out. Missed. Trying his best effort. Good pop by him. He knows that Sipical's got to get the touch, so he backs off on the play. Arsenal over to AXB. Now there's a touch straight towards the defense. Illusion onto Memory. They'll try and take this as far away as possible from the offense, but not enough. Illusion with a pop-up right past one, not past another. Missed over to the midfield line. And again, We see consistent offense from Space Station and none in sight from Ghost.
Yeah, the slow style for Ghost just isn't going to work in this last 2 minutes. They've got to let out everything right now, go as fast as they possibly can, because Space Station having this big lead, they're too mechanically solid for you to play so slow. They're too good of players. They're going to stop you. You've got to turn it up right now. And Ghost, we're going to either see the fastest we've seen them play, or we're going to see them go down.
We see a Lucian going on the advance. Now he has a touch, so he can't get it past both defenders. AXB, a great stop there with the block. Mist and Memory, it wasn't really the greatest effort from either of them, so they have to just give it off to a Lucian. He tries to pass it back to Memory off the back wall. Arsenal, Sipple, and AXB bunched up in that corner there. They can't seem to break through this defense, even though they might all be in a bad spot defensively. There's a good demo from Mist. Towards the backboard, drops down. Memory, he'll have a shot to pop it down for Mist, but again, AXB able to hit away. He's been stepping up immensely for this team.
Even with low boost there, he ended up having 0 boost when he made that challenge, but so positionally strong. And when you add in the mechanical ability of Space Station, you get a team that's very difficult to win against when you're trying to come from behind and when you're playing that slower style. So I'm not sure, only a little over 30 seconds could take a miniature miracle here for Ghost. He needs something, as Space Station have done such a good job in Game 5.
Now Lucian, he's going to go for this one right off the side wall, but again, they keep sending it right back into the hands of the defense. Memory, right past the wall, into the midfield. AXB, so good at reading those plays and able to intercept any of the spots that we have seen so far from Ghost. They try to take it downfield. AXB right off the side wall, 8 seconds, 2 goals needed. It might be all that is it. We see Mist try desperately to get one final goal, but that's going to be it. It will be Space Station Gaming moving on to Dreamhack Montreal. They get the qualification after fighting hard through the lower bracket, dropping down after losing to Afterthought in the upper bracket. Great work by XB, Sipple, and Arsenal. And also great work by Mist, Lucian, and Memory. Just was not enough after those 2 unfortunate goals that we saw happen early on in this game.
Yeah, we saw a really good fight from Ghost, that's for sure. Pushing it to game number 5, made a great series out of it, but that lead for Space Station, just too much. Getting that those early goals, just absolutely massive for them. So once they had the lead, it felt like Ghost was going to have to do things we hadn't necessarily seen them do yet in this tournament. And I think they have some things to probably look for as they move forward. But Space Station, I think they did a fantastic job, definitely deserving of their entry into Montreal, the final team today who's going to make their way into Montreal. Such an exciting weekend, and excited for all the teams who still have a chance moving forward.
Oh yeah, there's still going to be plenty of the RLCS favorites that we'll be seeing at Dreamhack Montreal. A lot of the RLCS teams have spots reserved where they'll just fly out their players and put them up in hotels, but it still means so much to qualify, get through the thick of things in a tournament style fashion. And then you have all that practice and experience against some of the teams you will be facing at Dreamhack Montreal. We also have the Beyond the Summit Rocket League that'll be happening before then. So that's going to be a good test for a lot of these rosters. There's so much great Rocket League going on. And Dan, why don't you tell them about a great tournament that we have about to go on too?
Well, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed Dreamhack, and thanks to all those folks out at Dreamhack for allowing us to step in and broadcast what we've got here. But of course, you're not going to want to miss what we have moving forward as well here at Rival. And of course, we got the Summer Open. So keeping our Open series going for you guys. We will have the Summer Open, and that is happening real soon. Let me just look. I think it's in like 2 weeks here. Yeah, where we're going to get this going. So guys, look for the signups on that, because that's going to be exactly what it sounds like, an open tournament for anyone to participate. So you're going to want to look for the signups and make sure you're out here watching us as well. Of course, Rival Esports GG, Discord GG/Rival, all these different ways that you can come out and, figure out exactly what we're going to do. Don't miss these types of announcements. I hope I'm going to be there. I know that I'm getting my beach bod ready too.
It might take me a bit longer to do that, but I'll try to show up as well. But thank you all for tuning in. Congrats to all the winners. I will list them off for those who might not have been paying attention. We have PSG, we have Vitality, we have Barcelona in EU, North America just finished up here. We have G2, Afterthought, and Ghost. OCE had the Chiefs with Hawk as the 13-year-old superstar joining them. And then we saw Lotus out of South America. It's going to be a great time with all those teams and more at Dreamhack Montreal. Don't miss any of that action. But that is all from us here on the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in to Rival Esports stream of the Dreamhack Montreal closed qualifiers, and we will see you next time.